So, we're going to continue our look back through the ages. Oh, by the way, hello everyone, my name is Gemini. Sorry. We're going to continue our look back through the ages. Now, the last video was 2001's, Robots in Disguise / Car Robots Optimus Prime / Fire Convoy. Now, logically, the next thing should be Armada, but I don't have any original Armada toys. So next is Energon. I don't technically own any original Energon toys. Technically. This is a loophole. Technically. I don't own any Cybertron toys either. But what I do own, sent over to me by my good friend Moose Cruz over on Twitter. Go ahead and follow him. He's really freaking cool. I mean, I paid for this, but still, he sent it to me. Just because I paid for it doesn't mean he didn't send it. This is the Revenge of the Fallen deco of Energon Bruticus Maximus. So while the deco is not Transformers Energon, the molds are. So this will count for Energon, not Revenge of the Fallen. Because this mold came out in 2005, the year I was born, not 2009. Again, this is the Revenge of the Fallen deco, but not the mold. Well, the mold, yes. But the mold came from Energon. So I'm going to count this as Transformers Energon. Okay. So, now that we've got that out of the way, here they are in their vehicle modes. We have Vortex, Brawl, Onslaught, and the two whose names and colours are wrong. Blast Off the Tank, okay, and Swindle the Helicopter. What? Okay, so how this guy is officially supposed to combine is, one tank leg, one helicopter leg, one tank arm, one helicopter arm. That is why Swindle is the helicopter, not the tank. Because the official combination has it that the helicopter has one of the helicopters being the leg. What can you do? I understand, but because, you know, these two are the same exact mold, and these two are the same exact mold, it's Scramble City, so you can combine it however you want. I combine it with the two helicopters being the arms, and the two tanks being the legs. But officially, it's supposed to be leg, arm. What can you do? Anyway, we are going to start off. We are going to go over each figure. Starting with. Let's go for the helicopters. So, here are the helicopters, Swindle and Vortex. They are exactly the same mold-wise. It's literally only the colours that are different. Now, in Energon, they do not have their, G1 names. I believe he was Blackout? One of the helicopters was Blackout. And I don't remember what the other helicopter's name was. But we're not reviewing the Energon deco, we're reviewing the Revenge of the Fallen deco. Even though, yes, this is going to count as the Energon, because that's the mold. Don't come at me. I can do my show however I want. Anyway, so, details, let's look at Vortex. Who's really nice. They all have their, hand-foot guns. Yes, the hand-foot gun thing did not start in the, Combiner Wars. It started in Energon. So, what the fuck? Oh, okay, that's molding. I thought the molding here looked like cracking, so... Anyway, let's go ahead and remove this hand-foot gun. And look at the base helicopter. Which is nice. If you look in here, you can see there's 2 seats. The rotor does spin. The back rotor also spins. Yeah. You can basically see how everything's going to work, but that, you know... The point wasn't to be complicated transformations, they were to be simple, so... I forgive it. But yeah, now Swindle... Virtually the same thing, just with brown and tan rather than grey and blue. Now, we're going to, let's do some comparisons really quickly. This might actually hurt. Here is Shadow Striker, who is shorter than Vortex. She is shorter than Vortex in helicopter mode. I get it, that makes sense because Vortex is a helicopter and Shadow Striker's a car. But these were not Deluxes back in the day. These were Scout class. They were in between Deluxe and Legends. These were not... now they're probably going to be about as tall, if not slightly shorter than Modern Deluxe. This is how... Well, even the Viacon is slightly shorter. Jeez, Deluxe has shrunk so much. Okay. Anyway, we are going to get these two... Well, actually... We're going to get these guys into robot mode, yes. So... I'm going to go through robot mode with Vortex. Just because I like Vortex. I like her his color scheme. So, what you're going to want to do is you want to come in here and open these panels, like this. You're going to want to unpeg the arms, bring them down, and go ahead and bring them out. You're going to want to fold this section in, untab the legs, bring them down and around, flip the foot out, rotate the waist, crack the helicopter so the cockpit comes down, angle the arms, and then collapse the rotors, like that. Yes, these figures were not really that good, per se. I have a special place in my heart for them because I love the designs. But the figures themselves are not fucking good, I admit it. Let's take the handful gun, just kind of plop it over there. You can, you know, take these sections off, plug them on, whatever. You can flip it into hand mode and have Vortex hold it like this, whatever. We're gonna do group comparisons when I get all of them into robot mode. But yeah, and Swindle of course transforms the exact same way because he's the exact same figure, just with a different color scheme, honestly. God, I do wish they had, you know, done Swindle as a tank and Blast Off as a helicopter. Just because it makes more sense. Like, Blast Off was always an aerial vehicle. Except for the time he's a tank. I don't know. But yeah, there they are. So as I can mention, the handful guns do have slightly different shades of colours. Vortex's is more red, matching supposed to match the Energon star, but I don't have the Energon star. I lost it. Sorry, Moose. But it does kind of match the cockpit a little bit more. And Swindle's is a little bit more saturated, matching his cockpit a little bit more. But yeah, let's set them off to the side. Now let's do the tanks. Blast Off and Brawl. Also, I forgot to mention, there is something that identifies them on each figure. Like, Vortex here has V1. I forgot to even do details. Wow. I'm a great YouTuber. Details, you have a nice little pilot head right there. With some killer light piping. Nice Decepticon symbol. V1 for Vortex. And then the rest of everything we've seen in helicopter mode. But yeah, and with Swindle it's the same thing, just with different colours. And you have the $sign right here for Swindle. Articulation, they're decently articulate. It's just you can't do too much posing because they have terrible weight distribution. The shoulders are on ball joints. Yeah. The head can rotate. And if you use this joint, you can flip it all the way into the cockpit. And then struggle to get it out. There we go. The elbows are on ball joints. The hips are on ball joints. Everything on fucking ball joints. You do get a waist rotation. Knees are on fucking ball joints. And you can flip the feet back if you so choose. I don't really know why you do that, but you can. But yeah, you don't buy these guys for posability. If you want posability and, you know, all of that, buy the Combiner Wars. Buy Combiner Wars Bruticus. Anyway, back to the tanks. Brawl and Blast Off. And as you can see right here, you have 1MJP, but if you flip it around, it says Brawl. He has his name on him. Yes. And with Blast Off, you have BO for body odor. I'm joking, obviously it's for Blast Off. And they turn into these, Cybertronian tanks? Or are they supposed to be Sentry tanks? I don't know. They look cool though. I just don't see these... These sections I can see being from Earth, because these look like normal tanks. This section, that doesn't look quite as earthly, but you know. Anyway, and then back in Energon, the tanks were named Blight and Kickback. I don't know if I pointed to the right ones, nor do I care. Because it's Brawl and Blast Off. I hate saying that, because Blast Off's not supposed to be a tank. He's supposed to be a jet or a space shuttle. Not a tank. Whatever. But yeah, let's use Brawl for details in tank mode. I mean, it looks cool. And you have his their Energon weapons / hand foot guns. Yeah, I suppose this is supposed to be like a dish of some sort. Communications dish? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, setting these off to the side. These are the only ones that are actually successful as like handheld blasters, because that kind of looks like a blaster. Anyway, yeah, you do have rolling wheels. I don't know why they couldn't have made these treads actually rubber. The treads don't do fucking anything other than be a giant tread. But they can roll pretty decently. The turrets can rotate full 360. The cannons can angle up and down. So transformation. You're going to want to take the treads, disconnect them from the main body, and bring them down. You can see there's no joints in this other than this. So the treads totally could have been rubber, but you know. Anyway, so you're going to want to take the tread, rotate it at this section right here. This green section under this one. This one is for tank mode. This one is for robot mode. Anyway, you're going to want to make sure the turret section is facing up like this. You're going to want to flip the feet down like this. You can do whatever you want with the giant treads. You're going to want to spread or disconnect the arms. Bring the cannons down. They will kind of soft lock into place. Like that. You're going to want to take this section, bring it down, bring it up, take this section, flip it down, and rotate the head around. And then there we have Brawl, who looks pretty decent, all things considered. Considering this mold wasn't made to be Brawl. But you know, he's a decent little guy, I will say that. Blast Off, as you can probably imagine, is the same. I tend to keep Brawl's treads more back here like this. You know, more as a coattail. While Blast Off's treads, I tend to leave more out as makeshift wings. Because I'm still in denial about this being fucking Blast Off. Bring the feet down. And it has a pretty decent feet, all things considered. Split the legs. Thing is, you can't deny this is Blast Off because he has the correct colour scheme. And a fuck ton of purple. Yeah, I leave Blast Off's treads out to mimic wings. Bring that down. Bring that down and rotate it. But yeah, they are exactly the same mold. And yeah, they're not great, but they're not horrible, really. Taking a look at Blast Off for I guess details. Some nice detailing on the knees. A lot of this we haven't seen before in tank mode, so you know. Got some nice detailing. This here is tank. You have his spark crystal, which was one of the things they did with Energon. Is they had this, and then they had their spark crystals, and then they had Energon stars that could plug onto the spark crystals. I don't remember why they did that story-wise, but you know, got giant fuck you cannons on the arms. Some nice detail on the inside of the tread, but like, why couldn't these have been rubber treads? They do literally fuck all. And then the head sculpt is a focus. Focus. This is the problem with being a VTuber doing this. Focus. There we go. That is a head sculpt, alright. That is a head sculpt. That is definitely a head sculpt. But yeah, so there's Blast Off and Blast Off, Swindle, Vortex Brawl. And now, the best figure of the set. The leader, Onslaught. And yeah, he turns into a missile truck, I guess. He looks really good in my opinion. You can see his Spark Crystal right here, which is upside down. Because this is also Bruticus's Spark Crystal. Who'd have thunk it? And also, one thing I noticed now that, and I never noticed when I was looking at the pictures of him. You see this section right here, you know, this section around the post is painted. This side it's not. I got one with QC issues. I did not see that when I was looking at the photos of him. Because Moose sent me photos look, he posted photos while he was at a toy shop. And, you know, I saw this and I asked him if he could get it for me, and of course I offered to pay him back. And, you know, we worked out a little arrangement. He went ahead and got it. And I love these guys. I don't know why, but I love these guys. Anyway, see nice blood red transparent windows. Some nice red lights right there. Some dust because he's been sitting on my shelf. A nice silver door. Yeah, he's got some nice details. He has painted rims. He has painted rims. They're not silver, but he's not a car. So, you know, oh, bloody hell, I forgot to do size comparisons with the tanks. I'm a professional YouTuber. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, I forgot to do size comparisons with the fucking tanks. I forgot. Rotate. Tab. Okay. There. Car. The vehicle is longer than the tank. The tank is obviously taller because that is a turret. These two are a lot closer in size. Shadow Striker is only barely bigger than the tank. Longer than the tank. Anyway, if you want, you can also mobile turret emplacement, I guess. I don't know. I can't grunt in the British accent, goddamn. Also, if you don't know, no, this is not my natural accent. I am not fucking British. This is just one of my best voices, so probably sound like a less high-pitched Rin Penrose from Shorts. It is I, John YouTuber, John VTuber. Anyway, Onslaught. He has 8 wheels, and he rolls pretty well. Yeah. The cannon, or the missile rack can rotate. It can point upwards, all that. It does like to split because these are all the robot mode legs, but like, I mean, hey. Anyway, comparison. Here he is, with a car. With a car. And now, that makes a little bit more sense. Onslaught was a deluxe, or Barricade rather, was a deluxe. Because yes, back in Energon, this was Barricade, not Onslaught. In case you wanted to know that. And here is a modern car. He is a bit longer, yeah. Anyway, a transformation. Did I just hear a fucking car beep? What the fuck? Okay. Angle the cannon missile racks forward like this. You're going to want to disconnect it from this section right here. And move it like this. You're going to want to take these missile sections, bring them upwards, like this. Split them. Take these sections right here, flip them out, and extend the leg, and then rotate it. Flip the heel out, extend the leg, and we have Onslaught about half done. So now what you're going to want to do is come up here to this section, untab it and bring it down. You're going to want to bring it down again. This is the housing for the combined mode head. I wish the combined mode, actually stored in here. Because it's not like there's not room for it. Not like there's not fucking room for it. But, Anyway, you're going to want to bring these panels out like this. And then in on this second hinge right here. Bring it out. Bring it in on the second hinge. And then bring it up like this. This little slot right here will go into this little tab right here. And then there you go. He has a giant wart on his back like that toy guy says. Now you're going to want to take the arms, split them and bring them down. Rotate them upwards. Detach the arm and straighten that elbow. And rotate it so the fist is facing the right way. Do that on the opposite side. And finally, bring down his head on a very fucking stiff joint. And there you have Energon Onslaught. And this doesn't look remotely like Onslaught. Because this was never meant to be Onslaught. It was supposed to be Barricade. Yes, the original Energon figures, this was Barricade. Yes, this is what he looked like. But yeah, so obviously we're not taking a look at the Energon decos. So because of that, this is Onslaught. And he looks good. Now, he does bring me into something about this set. This set is advertised as Revenge of the Fallen. And color scheme wise, and saturation wise, they fit in with the movies perfectly. With the more dull and realistic color scheme, aside from his purple. But level of detail, not really. Level of engineering, they fit in with, that era. Because, Cybertron and Energon's engineering is what went into the first little bit of the movies. Like, okay, I have with me, Bumblebee movie Megatron. These two are both movie toys. One feels like a movie toy with all the details and all the greebling and everything. The other doesn't. Now that's not a knock against these guys in any way. These guys are still hella fun. And color scheme wise, they do fit on the movie shelf. But not detail wise. That being said, I don't display them with, movies or any of my modern stuff. He's on the same shelf as my G1 Soundwave is. But still. Anyway, posability and articulation. Posability, this kind of hampers putting him in a good pose. But he's got a decent amount of articulation. Shoulders can rotate on a soft ratchet. They can move outward. about that far before the wheel knocks into this pin. If you rotate his arm, you can get it the full way up. He has bicep rotation, 90 degrees of bend at the knee, the elbow, nothing at the fists. That wasn't standard, technically still isn't. You do have waist rotation. He can kick forward a decent bit. He can kick backwards. You do have thigh rotation, or technically just above the knee rotation, but still counts. And you do get 90 degrees of bend on a pretty stiff ratchet, or looping joint. Oh, and you also get a decent bit outwards. You can get more upwards with the arm if you use the transformation joint. You know, they're not bad, they're not bad, they're not bad at all. You know, this set is really good, in my opinion. Not articulation-wise, but just the fact that it's different. It's not just G1. Which is something I've been saying for a long time, is G1 is great. G1 is amazing. But we don't need G1 every 5 fucking minutes now, do we? So, yeah. Anyway, group articulation. I'm just gonna bring one forward. Here is Shadow Striker and Onslaught. Keep in mind, these... Why is your knee wanting to not... These two are supposed to be the same size class. These two are both deluxes. But Modern Deluxe is... Okay, she's still decently taller than the helicopter bots. And slightly taller than the tank bots. Which is cool. But still, she was a lot shorter than the Deluxe. What would have been Deluxe back in the day. Now, we have the Vehicorn, who is much taller than the tank. And of course, whoa. Stand up, Steve. Much taller than the helicopter. Stand the fuck up, Steve. And he is, with his shoulders, taller than Onslaught. And these two are the same size class. With about 10 years worth of engineering and differences like that. So yeah, I mean, if you're counting from the noggin, Onslaught is still taller. But counting highest point of the figure, that would be the Vehicorn. But yeah, and I showed Onslaught with Megatron. But still. Now, obviously that's not all this set can do. This set is a combiner, after all. Now let's get them into the combine modes. Starting with the tanks. What you're going to want to do is essentially turn them back into tank mode. About most of the way back into tank mode. Rotate. Rotate. Rotate like Andrew Tate. I'm gonna get sued just for saying his name, honestly. Anyway, however, what I do is I leave the chest up like this, while everything else gets back into tank configuration. Tank configuration. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the official way you're supposed to combine them, and then I'll do how I combine them. So, I believe Brawl's supposed to get this gun right here. These two tabs will go into these two slots. And this long tab right here will go into the slot right here, just like that. And then that is Brawl in tank mode. Not in tank mode, in leg mode. And the arm is literally the exact same. So let's get Blastoff into his arm mode. So yeah, I will show you the official way with Blastoff being an arm and Swindle being a leg, and then I will show you how I do it. Bend! Thank you! But yeah, you're supposed to do it like this. Yep, there's Blastoff. Supposed to go and pull down the combiner port. Take the gun. Make sure this is up. This will be a thumb. Bend this down. These will be the fingers. And just plug it in. Yeah! Technically you can fake an elbow joint if you move the treads out of the way and rotate the waist. You can get an elbow joint. The hand's facing the wrong way, but you can get an elbow joint. These are the only figures, the tanks are the only ones you can do that with. But officially but you're supposed to have the treads collapsed like this. Now for the helicopters. Let's get Swindle into his leg mode. What you're going to want to do is go ahead and bring this up like this. You're going to want to rotate the legs at the thigh, or the knee rather. Take it and then crack it in half, but instead of bringing the cockpit down, you take it and bring it down on this hinge. Like that. Now the arms will tab into the legs like this. Just like so. Then you're going to want to take the hand foot gun, rotate this section up, rotate these around like they were for helicopter mode, and using these pegs right here, they'll peg into the bottoms of the feet. You might want to rotate it like this, with the thumb facing outward, and then plug it in, and here is the leg. The arm is the exact same. Like, the combined modes, literally the only difference is the hand/foot's configuration. And like this. And instead, what you're going to want to do is just use these top tabs right here to plug that in, and make sure the thumb is out, like this. Now, Onslaught. What you're going to want to do here is, you're going to want to flip his head up first. Flip his head up. Bring the arms up like you're going into vehicle mode, but only like this. Then, Brawl fell over. You're going to want to rotate the arms. Bring them down. They will tab in to these tabs right here. Bring them down, tab in. You're going to rotate the waist and collapse the legs. And then collapse the heels to make sure the legs don't move on you. Now you're going to want to bring this section down. Go ahead and bring the combined head up. Bring it up on this hinge, I believe. And bring it down on this hinge. Bring this hinge down. Bring it up. It will peg in right. The collar will peg in right here. Like that. Then you're going to want to spread the Bruticus ears. And we can combine. Brawl. Swindle. Blast off. You couldn't see that connection, could you? Bloody hell. Blast off. And Vortex. And here we have Energon slash Revenge of the Fallen Bruticus. Yeah. Oh god, this figure is amazing. It's all old leader class size. So like pre-siege leader class. But yeah, let's bring him close so you can get a look at that head. If my camera will focus, let me fucking focus. Focus, there we go. Now that is a really freaking cool Bruticus head in my opinion. But yeah, as you can see, the chest sticks out a little far. So from certain angles you just straight up cannot see his face. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Nothing we really haven't seen before. Articulation. The arms can rotate. They can go up. The head can rotate. The waist can rotate still. You do have a knee. Legs can go forward, that far, back, if they don't get caught, and that far. Again, you have 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and knee rotation. And again, if you mistransform the tank, you can get a elbow, but you know, you won't have it on the other arm unless you have the tank with the other arm. Now, how I do it is I just take blast off and make him a leg. Rip Swindle off here. Plug blast off on. And then actually what I do is you can, his foot fell off. Oh, this is a train wreck. I take the this thread. Sorry, I had a small mishap. My background kind of fell. But I just rotate the inside treads to the back, so you can get him in a little bit closer foot of a stance. But yeah, here he is with Shadow Striker. She looks pretty good she looks pretty good with him. She's short. Here he is with Steve the Vehicorn. And here he is with Bumblebee movie Megatron. And yeah, he's not tall. Like, he is not tall. Well, he is tall, but he's not, you know, as tall as most combiners are. But yeah. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe for more. You can check out my other channel when I officially debut as a VTuber. You can check out my Twitter at GeminiVTuber. I think that's what it is. I'll probably put it in the description. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.